Good morning, students. Today we'll do the first chapter in English literature of Magic Lambs and Genies. Our course book is New Images by Pearson. Now, Magic Lamp and Genies is an extract taken from Mark Twain's novel The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain was an American writer and he is often referred to as the father of American literature. He was born in Florida, Missouri, USA. And the center of most of his writings was comedy. Some of his famous novels include The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Prince and the Pauper, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Of Magic Lambs and Genies is an extract adopted from Mark Twain's masterpiece Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. This novel was first published in the year 1885 and is often called the Great American Novel. It is also said that all modern American literature comes from Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The novel shows the adventures of Huck Finn and his chum Tom Sawyer. Now, the story is basically revolving around the conversation between Tom Sawyer and his friend Huckleberry Finn. Now, here in the story, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn and his friends had invented a game where they pretended to be robbers, and this they were playing just for fun. And they were playing it for a month, and here they would hop out of the woods and go charging down on drivers and women who were sitting in the carts, and they were taking the fruits and vegetables to the market. Tom Sawyer called the turnips jewelry and the corns gold bricks. And they did not, though they did not carry any of these vegetables with them, but they would just go to the cave which they had named as Cave Hollow, and they would just talk about how much of gold they had collected, and just for fun they were playing the game. Now, once Tom sent a boy to run about the town with a blazing stick, which was a sign for the gang to get together. And he said that he had got a secret news by his spies that next day a whole group of Spanish merchants and rich Arabs were coming, and they were going to camp in Cave Hollow with 200 elephants, 600 camels, and over 1,000 mules. And they are all loaded with diamonds, and they had only 400 soldiers as guards. So Tom had instructed his friends that they would all lie in ambush. Ambush is hiding behind the barriers like hills and bushes and trees, and then attacking the whole lot. Now, here Huck did not believe that these children would be able to face such a crowd of Spaniards and Arabs, but he wanted to see the camels and elephants. So he also joined the plan, and the next day was Saturday, and they all lay in ambush. And when they got the signal, they rushed out of the woods down the hill. But again, Huck narrated that there were no Spaniards and Arabs and no camels and elephants. It wasn't anything except a group of primary students who had come on Sunday for a school picnic. So they, instead of chasing the Spaniards and Arabs, they busted these group of primary students and chased the children up the cave hollow, and they did not get anything out of them except some donuts and jam. Ben Rogers, one of the children in the group, got a rag doll, and Joe Harper got a hymn book and a tract. Then the teacher of these primary students charged in and made them drop everything and run away. Now, Huck did not see any diamond, and he told Tom Sawyer about this, that he had not been able to see the diamonds and the Arabs, and where were all these? So Tom explained that the Arabs and the Spaniards and their elephants and diamonds all were there, but actually they had been changed into these primary students by magic. The magicians who were their enemies had transformed them into these group of primary students. And he also said that if Huckleberry would have read the book called Don Quixote, he would have known without an explanation what exactly had happened. Actually, it was all done by enchantment. Enchantment means magic. It was all by magic that their enemies who were magicians had transformed all the merchants and all the gold and all the diamonds and elephants into group of primary students. And then he also criticized criticized Huck also for not knowing all this. So Huck said that if the magicians had done all this, then they should go and catch hold of the magicians. So Tom explained that the magicians would, it is not easy to catch hold of the magicians, because the magicians would call up a group of genies, a lot of genies, and the genies would hash him up very easily. So the children started discussing what genies are. Tom explained that the genies can be got by rubbing an old tin lamp or an iron ring, and the genies come up tearing with thunder and lightning and the smoke rolling around, and they do whatever they are told to do. They don't think twice, even before pulling a tree out of its roots or doing things which are impossible. Now, Huck asked Tom that these genies work for whom? Who makes them do all this? So Tom explained that whoever rubs the lamp or the ring, the genies belong to the person. They work for the person who rubs the lamp or the ring, and they belong to him, and they got to do whatever he asked them to do. If he tells them to build a palace 40 miles long, fill it with diamonds, they would do it. That is, they would do anything which is impossible, and they've got to build that palace. It is compulsory for them. Wherever you want them to build it, they would do it. So Huck commented that he thought that these genies are very silly for not keeping the palace for themselves. So Tom explained that it is the genies have to appear when the old tin lamp or iron ring is rubbed. They have to appear whether they wanted to do it or not. And he also made fun of Huck by saying that he did not seem to know anything of this magic spell and genies. So he started making fun of him. All right. Then Huck went on thinking of whatever Tom had told him for 2 to 3 days, and then he thought that he would just test whether whatever Tom had said was true or not. So he got an old tin lamp and an iron ring and went out in the woods and started rubbing it. And he rubbed and rubbed till he started sweating profusely. And he also decided that once the genies come out, he'll get a palace built. But this rubbing was of no use, and none of the genies appeared. And so Huckleberry came out to the conclusion that whatever Tom Sawyer was saying was all lies. So this is the end of the chapter. Let's discuss some questions based on the chapter. First question is, which game did Huck and his friends invent? The answer would be, Huck and his friends invented a game where they pretended to be robbers just for fun, and they would hop out of the woods and go charging down on drivers and women in carts who were taking the fruits and vegetables from the garden to the market. What was the blazing stick a sign for? The blazing stick was the sign for the gang to get together. Third question. What did Huck find instead of Spaniards and Arabs? Huck found a Sunday school picnic of primary class instead of Spaniards and Arabs. What happened at the Sunday school picnic? Huck and his friends busted the Sunday school picnic up. They chased the children up the cave hollow, but they never got anything except some doughnuts and jam. Ben Rogers got a rag doll, and Joe Harper got a hymn book and a tract. Then the teacher charged in and made them drop everything and run. What reason did Tom give Huck for not being able to see the diamonds and Arabs? Tom said that it was all done by enchantment or magic. He said that if Huck weren't so ignorant and had read a book called Don Quixote, he would have known without asking. And he said that their enemies, who were magicians, had changed all the Arabs and merchants into a group of primary students who had come on Sunday for a school picnic. Next question. What did Huck do to see if Tom was telling the truth? Huck got an old tin lamp and an iron ring and went out in the woods and rubbed till he was sweating profusely, but none of the genies appeared, so he realized that whatever Tom Sawyer had told him was all lies. So this is about the question and answers. Let's see some true and false. First statement, Tom Sawyer called the turnips gold bricks and corns jewelry. This is false. Spanish merchants and rich Arabs were going to camp in Cave Hollow. True. Ben Rogers got a rag doll and Joe Harper got a hymn book. True. Tom said Huck Finn should have read the book called David Copperfield. This is false. Genies would build a palace wherever a person wanted. True. Huck Finn would make a man climb the highest mountain. False. Tom Sawyer is a proficient liar. True. Alright, so there is a worksheet in the PDF. Try to write these answers which we have discussed already, and the answers to the earlier worksheets are also there in the PDF. So check the answers which you have solved earlier. That's all for today. Thank you.